We often confuse a high income with true wealth. In the United States today, we are obsessed with the display of success. But what if I told you that the man in the Porsche is often closer to bankruptcy than the man in the 10-year-old Ford? Today, we look at Michael and Nathan, two professionals, both earning $150,000 a year. In the eyes of the IRS, they are identical. In the eyes of the bank, they are worlds apart. Michael drives a brand new Mercedes. He lives in a 4-bedroom mansion in a gated community. To the outside world, he is the definition of the American dream. But behind those grand doors lies a mountain of credit card debt and a mortgage that eats 60% of his take-home pay. Michael isn't a homeowner, he is a tenant of the bank. Then there is Nathan. He drives a modest Toyota. He lives in a comfortable, quiet apartment. He doesn't wear labels. Nathan's wealth is invisible. While Michael's money goes to creditors, Nathan's money goes into his sovereign personal fund. After 15 years of working the same job, the financial gap between these two men has become a canyon. One man built an empire of assets. The other built a prison made of gold. Why does a smart man like Michael fall into this trap? It isn't a lack of intelligence. It's biology. Our brains are hardwired for immediate rewards. Thousands of years ago, if you found food, you ate it. You didn't save it for a decade later. This is the dopamine loop. When Michael buys that luxury watch, his brain receives a massive hit of dopamine. He feels powerful. He feels high status. But dopamine has a very short half-life. The joy fades, and he needs a bigger purchase to feel that high again. This is the hedonic treadmill. Marketing agencies in the US spend billions of dollars each year to exploit this biological glitch. They don't sell you a car. They sell you the feeling of being better than your neighbor. And then there is decision fatigue. After a long day of high-stakes meetings, Michael's willpower is depleted. He stops at a high-end restaurant, orders expensive wine, and buys things online because he's stressed. He is seeking comfort through consumption. Nathan understands this. He doesn't rely on willpower. He relies on systems. He has automated his life so that his future self gets paid before his present desires can interfere. If you don't master your biology will bankrupt you. Let's look at the brutal math. Michael and Nathan both earn $12,500 a month before taxes. Michael spends $11,500 on his image. He has $1,000 left, which he usually spends on a surprise expense or a vacation. His net savings rate is 0. In 10 years, Michael has earned $1.5 million, and he has nothing to show for it but a garage full of depreciating metal. Nathan caps his lifestyle at $6,000 a month. He lives well, but he lives efficiently. He invests $3,000 every single month into a diversified portfolio. At a standard 8% return, in 15 years, Nathan's invisible money machine is worth over $1 million. Now, here is the great reset moment. Inflation in 2026 is eroding the value of the dollar. Michael's fixed costs, his insurance, his property taxes, and his maintenance are all rising. Because he has no margin, he has to work harder just to stay in the same place. He is a slave to the inflation he created in his own life. Nathan's assets, however, grow with inflation. He owns pieces of companies that raise their prices. His wealth is a fortress. The difference isn't how much they made, it's how much they kept. At Money Mind Matters, we don't just talk about savings. We talk about the sovereign personal fund. Most people save for a rainy day. That is a defensive mindset. A sovereign personal fund is an offensive weapon. It is the money that gives you the power to say no. No to a toxic boss. No to a career path that drains your soul. No to a government policy that threatens your family's stability. When you have $1 million in liquid assets, you have optionality. Michael has none. If Michael gets laid off tomorrow, his entire world collapses in 30 days. He is one paycheck away from being a former success story. Nathan has time. He can go 6 years without a paycheck, and his lifestyle wouldn't change. In the modern US economy, time is the ultimate currency. But you can't buy time with a credit card. You can only buy it with the discipline of your younger self. True wealth is not about being able to buy anything you want. It is about never having to do anything you don't want to do. That is the sovereign mindset. So, how do you break out of the golden prison? Step 1. Confront the ego. Look at your last 3 months of bank statements. How much of that money was spent to impress people who don't actually care about you? Step 2. Establish the burn rate. Decide on a comfortable lifestyle and cap it. If you get a 20% raise, don't move into a 20% bigger house. Put that 20% into your sovereign fund. Step 3. Value freedom over status. A Mercedes is a depreciating asset. A portfolio of real assets is a freedom generator. The world will try to pull you back. Your friends will ask why you aren't upgrading. The media will tell you that you are falling behind. But remember Nathan, he has peace, he has sleep, he has a future that he owns. Michael has a mansion and a headache that never goes away. Success is not how you look to others. It is how you feel when you look at your bank statement in the middle of the night. Choose freedom. Break the trap of fake wealth today. I am Andrew, and this has been Money Mind Matters. Thank you for joining me on this journey to financial sovereignty. Build your wealth, protect your time, and I will see you in the next analysis.